जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद। हरे कृष्ण। हरे कृष्ण dear devotee. Today is Monday. It is 13th of October. It is Kartika Masa, Damodara Masa, Krishna Paksham, and Saptami Tithi and Ashtami Tithi, both Tithis are falling on the same day, but there are no events in the calendar. But this is Kartika month, so every day event is there. Okay, so we shall move into our daily Srimad Bhagavatam. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Hare Krishna. In the Srimad Bhagavatam, so Vidura is inquiring Maitreya Rishi some additional questions. So far Maitreya Muni described about the Supreme Personality of Godhead and about his Virata form. And Vidura further he is inquiring how can whenever Lord appears in this material world, even though for the sake of performing pastimes, how he would be free from the material contaminations. So Lord is always self-satisfied, but unlike the children, so children are always tended to play with other children. But Lord is self-satisfied. How can Lord will appear into this material world and perform so many pastimes? And then he creates and he maintains and he destroys. So likewise, he is asking many questions, Vidura. So and also mentioning today further about so the consciousness of the living entity, it is completely pure. And though it comes here, how it would be contaminated? So likewise, he's putting more questions to Maitreya Rishi. Okay, so we are in the Srimad Bhagavatam, third canto, chapter 7, and verse number 5. देशतः कालतो योऽसौ अवस्थातः स्वतो अन्यतः अलि अ- अलि अविलुप्ताव अबोधात्म स युज्येत अजया कथम् देशतः कालतो यो असौ देशतः कालतो यो असौ यो असौ is the representing the living entity. Deshatah in the circumstantial, kalatah by the influence of time. Yoso, that living entity, how could it avastatum swato anyataha avastatum by situation, swataha by the dream, anyataha by others. How can it would situate itself by time, place, and circumstances? Avilupta is the extinct. Avilupta avbodhatma, and avbodha is consciousness. Atma is pure consciousness and pure self. Avilupta avbodhatma. So yujjeta ajaya katam, and how he engaged ajaya with the nescience katam, how it is so. Likewise, Vidra is inquiring from Maitreya Rishi about the living entity which is pure in its original state, and how could it is possible for that it will come to this material world and contaminate and entangle here. So it is a very intelligent question. देशतः कालतो योऽसौ अवस्थातः स्वतो अन्यतः अविलुप्ताव अभो अविलुप्त अवबोधात्म स युज्येत अजया कथम. The translation: the pure soul is pure consciousness and is never out of consciousness, either due to circumstances, time, situations, dreams, or other causes. How then does he become entangled in a science? Purport by Srila Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Okay, so can you request any unallocated devotees, volunteer devotees to read this purport, please?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Shall I read?
Yes, Mataji, please.
Purport by Divanagara Srila Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. The consciousness of the living being is always present and never changes under any circumstances as above mentioned. When a living man moves from one place to another, he is conscious that he has changed his position. He is always present in the past, present, and future, like electricity. One can remember incidents from his past and can con- conjecture about his future also on the basis of past experience. He never forgets his personal identity, even though he is placed in awkward circumstances. How then can the living entity become forgetful of his real identity as pure spirit soul and identity with the matter unless influenced by something beyond himself? The conclusion is that the living entity is influenced by the avidya potency as confirmed in both the Vishnu Purana and the beginning of Srimad Bhagavatam. The living entity is mentioned in Bhagavad Gita 7.5 as Para Prakriti, and in the Vishnu Purana he is mentioned as the Parashakti. He is part and parcel of the Supreme Lord as potency and not as the potent. The potent can exhibit many potencies, but the potency cannot equal the potent at any stage. One potency may be overcome by another potency, but to the potent, all potencies are under control. The Jiva potency or the Kshetrajna Shakti of the Lord has the tendency to be overpowered by the external potency, avidya karma samya, and in this way he is placed in the awkward circumstances of material existence. The living entity cannot be forgetful of his real identity unless influenced by the avidya potency. Because the living entity is prone to the influence of the avidya potency, he can never equal the supreme potent. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Jai. Thank you, Mataji. So here in this purport, the consciousness of the living being is always present and never changes under any circumstances, as above mentioned. So this is Deshitaha Kalato Yosu Avastataha Swato Anyataha. It is always, it will never, consciousness will never ever be changed. So never be changed in the sense, it is always present. So we witness what is happening to the body. It is our consciousness that we have got a child body, youth body, and old body. Now it is getting older, and we are witnessing the body, what is happening to the body. We are witnessing to the all other in and around circumstances about the family or the friends and the country, what is happening. We are just witnessing. So, but we are not the body. In front of us, so many people are taking, but so many people are dying, but we are witnessing. In the similar way, it also we witness to the body also, and one day the body is going to fall down. So that means we are separate entity from the body. Okay, that is the consciousness, pure consciousness. Okay, when a living man moves from one place to another, he is conscious that he has changed his position. So he is always present in the past and also present and future, like electricity. This is a simple truth, but digesting that one, it requires some kind of practices, austerities and this tapasya. So all these things are required. So one can remember incidents from his past and can conjecture about his future also on the basis of past experience. He never forgets his personal identity, even though he is placed in awkward circumstances. Okay, that is the uh, he never forgets. This is a pure consciousness. It will, the soul, it expands its energy into the consciousness and the identity, that is the false ego, and intelligence and mind. These are four. The Supreme Personality of Godhead expands himself into quadruple in the Goloka Vrindan. Vasudeva, Sankashna, Pradyumna, Aniruddha. Vasudeva is the deity for the consciousness, and Sankashna is the deity for the ego, and Pradyumna is deity for the intelligence, and Aniruddha deity for the mind. These are the four deities in the spiritual world, but here in this material world, for the consciousness, it is the Chaitya, it is exhibited through the Mahatattva. And the false ego, it is exhibited, the deities here, Mahatattva and also Lord Shiva, Brahma, and Moon God. Moon God is for the mind, Brahma is for the intelligence, and these deities, they worship their presiding deities, Vasudeva, Sankarsana, Pradyumna, and Aniruddha. In the pure consciousness state, the goodness is the Yattat. यत्तत् सत्त्वं स्वच्छत्वम् अविकार दिस इज यत्तत् सत्त्वगुणं स्वच्छं शान्तं भगवतः पदं यदाहुः वासुदेवाख्यं चित्तं तद् महदात्मकं चित्तं तद् महदात्मकं महत्तत्व. So the chittam is the heart of the mahatattva. Chittam mahadatmakam, that is called Vasudeva. So likewise, the Sankashana and also Pradyumna and also Aniruddha. So they also describe with those features, false ego, intelligence, and mind. And for those presiding deities in this material world are the moon god, Brahma, Lord Shiva, and Mahatattva. So these are the ones. So that one will see that one as a glimpse. How then the living here for the Prabhupada mentions, how then can the living entity become forgetful of his real identity as pure spirit soul and identity with matter unless influenced by something beyond himself? This is called the beyond. What is beyond? It is the Lord's external energy. It will cover the living entity, making himself to think that whenever in the Brahma creation, he creates that Sasajjagre, Andata Mishra, Atata Mishra, Mahamoham cha Boham cha Adhnanajam Tamaha. So all these elements he created what before create any other living entity. So later on, he creates the four Kumaras and Lord Shiva, everyone else. So they will all be in the conception that I am the body, like that. Of course, they are enlightened later on with the intelligence and the knowledge. But the first thing is Brahma creates first this element. Sasajjagre Andata Mishra Andata Atata Mishra Mahamoham cha Moham cha Adhnanajam Tamaha. So the elements he creates. That's why anything which takes birth in this universe, they're all influenced by external energy of the Lord in the Maya. So that is beyond himself. The conclusion is that the living entity is influenced by the avidya potency, as confirmed in the Vishnu Purana and the beginning of Srimad Bhagavatam. So in the Vishnu Purana, it is described Vishnu Shakti he para prokta chetra jnakya tata para avidya karma chanyaya trutiya shakti rishyate. Tritiya Shakti Rishyate. The living entity belongs to the marginal energy of the Lord. So it is superior energy, marginal energy, and inferior energy. Inferior energy is the material world. Everything is of the matter, Prakriti. And superior energy is the living entities. And the Supreme Personality of Godhead in the spiritual world. But the living entity, the marginal potency, the living entity, sometimes they fall down due to the desire, due to the desires. I wanted to lord it over material nature, and then they will come in contact with the inferior energy of the Lord. So this one also, apare mitaspanyam vidhi me param prakritim jivabhota mahabhaho yedam dharite jagat vidhi me param prakritim. The living entities belongs to the para prakriti. They are the spirit souls. But here they will come jivabhota mahabhaho yedam dharite jagat. They will come to this material world. They wanted to lord it over material nature. So here the living entity is mentioned in the Bhagavad Gita as a para prakriti, And in the Vishnu Purana, he is mentioned as the Parashakti. Okay, so he is part and parcel of the Supreme Lord as a potency and not as the potent. He is the energy of the Lord, marginal energy of the Lord, not as the potent. Krishna is the only Purusha, but we are part and Mamayvamshu Jivaloke, Jiva Bhutaha Sanatanaha, Manhastani Indriyani, Prakristani Karshati. Even though he is part and parcel of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, he come to this material world and struggle for existence. Okay, the potent can exhibit many potencies. So this is Parasatiktir Vividaiva Shruyate Swabhaviki Jnana Bala Kriyata. The Lord has got so many energies. Out of that, living entities are also marginal energy. And out of those some energies, external energy and marginal energy. Sometimes this marginal energy overpower the external energy overpower the marginal energy. But the potency cannot equal the potent at any stage. So potency cannot equal the potent at any stage because he is energetic. He has got so many energies. Because of his presence, energy is manifest. It is not that energy. If there is energy is there and the potency is there, that means Lord is already there. So Lord, we can reach through any potency. So this one it is further described. One potency may be overcome by another potency, but the potent, all potencies are under control. The Jiva potency or the Kshetrajna Shakti of the Lord has the tendency to be overpowered by the external potency, Avidya Karma Sanya. And in this way, he is placed in the awkward circumstances of the material existence. And the living entity cannot be forgetful of his real identity unless influenced by the avidya potency, avidya sanyaya, avidya karma sanyaya. This is avidya, external energy of the Lord. Because the living entity is prone to the influence of the avidya potency, he can never equal the supreme potent. Sometimes we may think that I am a god. Some people they claim, but how can they become? They have got a human body and going through so many birth, old age, disease, and death, and going through so many struggles. That is, they are covered, but they will pose themselves that I have become God. I'm God. I'm one with God like that. But it is not possible at any time and circumstances. So this one it is described. Let me just in the Srimad Bhagavatam. There it is described about the pure consciousness, how it is. It is third canto, 26 chapter, 21 verse. There it describes more. So yattat sattvagunam swacham shantam bhagavatah padam yadahu vasudevakyam chittam tad mahadatmakam. So the mode of goodness, which is the clear, sober status of understanding the personality of Godhead, and which is generally called Vasudeva or consciousness, becomes manifest in the Mahatattva. Okay, so can I request three devotees, each devotee read one paragraph, please?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Yeah, I can go ahead.
Yes, Prabhuji, please.
The Vasudeva manifestation, or the status of understanding the Supreme Personality of Godhead, is called pure goodness, or Suddha Sattva. In the Suddha Sattva status, there is no infringement of the other qualities, namely passion and ignorance. In the Vedic literature, there is mention of the Lord's expansion as the four personalities of Godhead: Vasudeva, Sankarsana, Pradyumna, and Aniruddha. Here in the reappearance of the Mahatattva, the four expansions of Godhead occur. He who is seated within as Supersoul expands first as Vasudeva. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhuji. Can I request other devotee, please?
Hare Krishna, may I, Prabhuji?
Yes, Mataji, please.
The Vasudeva stage is free from infringement by material desires and is the status in which one can understand the Supreme Personality of Godhead, or the objective which is described in the Bhagavad Gita as Adbhuta. This is another feature of the Mahat Tattva. The Vasudeva expansion is also called Krishna consciousness, for it is free from all tinges of material passion and ignorance. This clear state of understanding helps one to know the Supreme Personality of Godhead. The Vasudeva status is also explained in the Bhagavad Gita as Kshetrajna, which refers to the knower of the field of activities as well as the supernova. The living being who has occupied a particular type of body knows that body, but the supernova, Vasudeva, knows not only a particular type of body, but also the field of activities in all the different varieties of bodies. In order to be situated in clear consciousness or Krishna consciousness, one must worship Vasudeva. Vasudeva is Krishna alone. When Krishna or Vishnu is alone, without the accompaniment of his internal energy, he is Vasudeva. When he is accompanied by his internal potency, he is called Dwarkadish. To have clear consciousness or Krishna consciousness, one has to worship Vasudeva. It is also explained in Bhagavad Gita that after many, many births, one surrenders to Vasudeva. Such a great soul is very rare. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai.
Yeah. Thank you, Mataji. Can you request the devotee to read next paragraph, please?
Can I read it?
Yes, Mataji.
In order to get release from the false ego, one has to worship Sankarsana. Sankarsana is also worshipped through Lord Shiva. The snakes which cover the body of Lord Shiva are representatives of Sankarsana, and Lord Shiva is always absorbed in meditation upon Sankarsana. One who is actually a worship of Lord Shiva as a devotee of Sankarsana can be released from false material ego. If one wants to get free from mental disturbance, one has to worship Aniruddha for this Aniruddha. For this purpose, worship of the more planet is also recommended in the Vedic literature. Similarly, to be fixed in one's intelligence, one has to worship Pradyumna, who is rich through the worship of Brahma. These matters are explained in Vedic literature. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. So this is Vasudeva, Sankrishna, and Pradyumna and Aniruddha. And here, so they are to be known here through ego is Lord Shiva and Brahma and also the moon god. Okay, these are the few things, and shall also see this nature of the soul. Swachatvam avikaritvam shantatvam iti chetasaha vrittibihi lakshanam proktam yatapam prakritihi para. So after the manifestation of the Mahatattva, these features appear simultaneously as water in a natural state before coming in contact with earth is clear, sweet, and unruffled. So the characteristic traits of pure consciousness are completely serenity, clarity, and freedom from distraction. Can I request other devotee to read this small purport, please?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Yes.
Maybe I can go if
Yeah.
the pure status of consciousness or Krishna consciousness exists in the beginning. Just after creation, consciousness is not polluted. The more one becomes materially contaminated, however, the more consciousness becomes obscured. In pure consciousness, one can perceive a slight reflection of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. As in clear, unagitated water, free from impurities, one can see everything clearly. So in pure consciousness or Krishna consciousness, one can see things as they are. One can see the reflection of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and one can see his own existence as well. This state of consciousness is very pleasing, transparent, and sober. In the beginning, consciousness is pure. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhuji. So this is the pure consciousness. It is called Vasudeva. This is called Vasudeva Sthiti. Even Lord Shiva, he says to Sati Devi that in that state, Vasudeva Sthiti, I offer my obeisances unto the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Okay, that is the Shuddha Sattvam, Vishuddha Sattva. It is the beyond goodness of this material world. Okay, so this is about here. Vidra is inquiring those questions here. देशतः कालतो यो असौ अवस्थातः स्वतो अन्यतः अविलुप्त अवबोधात्मा sayujjeta ajaya katam. How can this pure consciousness come here and entangle in the nescience? This is the question of Vidura. Okay, so that is from Srimad Bhagavatam Jai. We shall move to the so those if we go to the detailed description of those shlokas, it will take long time. Just a glimpse we have gone and read those in connection to this shloka. Okay, we shall move to Srila Prabhupada's daily letter. Okay, so today letter to Gargamuni, November 28, 1970, Bombay. So can I request other devotee to read the letter, please? And then we see the reflections after Dhammadrastakam. Okay, I shall read it. My dear Gargamuni Maharaja, please accept my blessings. I beg to acknowledge receipt of your letter dated 9th November 1970, along with very nice newspaper clippings. Wherever we may be, if we are engaged in Krishna service, that is our success. Bhakti Vinod Thakur sang praying to the Lord that he would prefer to take his birth as an ant in the house of a devotee than to take birth as a powerful as Brahma without any devotional service. The conclusion is that in any condition of life, we can become happy if we are engaged in devotional service. Srila Rupa Goswami has said that a person whose desire is always serve the Lord is always liberated in any circumstance of life. So I am very glad that you are trying to organize a center in Florida, which was our long-standing ambition, and I understand also that you are gradually getting good response because they are gathering to an extent of 100% every weekend. So the future appears to be very hopeful. And Maya is very strong and she can victimize any one of us at any moment. We shall therefore always keep ourselves vigilant, and this is only possible by rigid engagement in Krishna service. Certainly, Maya attacked you a few months ago, and now again you are determined to serve Krishna. That will keep you secure. I shall always pray to Krishna for your protection. Side by side, you also remain always engaged in Krishna service, and thus there will be no chance of fall down. I think your program is going on nicely. You also follow the regulative principles, chant 16 downs, and keep yourself engaged in service of the Lord. Also keep me informed occasionally about your activities. Here in Bombay, we are getting good response. Our expenditure is very heavy because Bombay is like a European or American city. But Krishna is providing us with all facilities. It requires a little intelligence how to keep pace with Krishna and the world simultaneously. Hoping this will meet you in good health. Your ever well wisher, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Okay, so we shall contemplate on the takeaway points after the Damodarastakam. So today, Damodarastakam by Pavan Prabhuji. And dear devotees, if you are doing ghee lamp offering, kindly turn on the videos. So, Pavan Prabhuji, when you are ready, you can kindly start the Damodarastakam, please.
Prabhuji, just a second. Just setting my phone. Just a second, please. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, please. Are you singing, Prabhuji?
Yeah, I'm stuck. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Ram 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 Ram. Namamishwaram Satchidanandaru Lasatkundaram Gokule Prajamanam Yashodabhilokula Davamanam Krishtam Yatyanta Dhrutya Gopya Rudantam Muhurnetrayugmam Rajantam Karambojayugmena Satankanetram मुहुस्वासकम्पाद्विरेखाककान्ता स्थिताग्रैवं दामोदरं भक्तिपदम् इति स्वलीलाभिरनन्दकुण्डे स्वगोसं निमज्जन्तं आख्यापयन्तं तदीये सिताग्नेषु भक्तेर्चितत्वं पुनः प्रेमतस्तं सखावृत्ति वन्दे वरं देवमोक्षं न मोक्षावलिं वा न शन्यं वृणेऽहं वरे सदपि इदं ते वपुर्नाथ गोपालबालं सदा मे मनस्य अविरस्तं किम् अन्य इदं ते मुखाम्बोजमत्यन्तनिलये वृतं कुन्तलैः स्निग्धरक्तैश्च गोप्य मुहुश्चम्बितं बिम्बरक्तादरं मे मनस्यविरस्तमालं लक्ष्यलाभे नमो देवदामोदरन्त विष्णो प्रसीद प्रभो दुःखजलाब्धिमग्नं कृपादृष्टिवृष्टा वृष्ट्यातिदीनं बतानो गृणाने क्षमाम् अज्ञानम् इति दृश्य कुबेरात्मजौ भद्रमूर्त्याैव यद्वत् त्वया मोचयितु भक्तिभजौ कृतौ च तथा प्रेम भक्तिं स्वकां मे प्रयच्छ न मोक्षे ग्रहो मे स्थिदामोदरेह नमस्ते स्तुदाम्ने स्फुरादीप्तिदाम्ने तदीयोधराय तविश्वासदाम्ने नमो राधिकाय तदय्या प्रियाय नमो नन्तलीलाय देवाय तुभ्यम् Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. I try my best. I'm not good at singing, but at least I tried lyrics, Hare Krishna.
नमामीश्वरं
सच्चिदानन्दरूपं लसत्कुन्दलं
सच्चिदानन्दं
गोकुले
गोकुले
व्रजमानम्
यशोदाप्रियो लोकालाभवम्
ब्रह्माद्यन्तो गोप्या
हरे कृष्णा
हरे
हरे
कृष्ण कृष्ण कृष्ण
कृष्ण
हरे
कृष्ण
हरे
हरे हरे हरे राम हरे
राम
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 हरे
राम
हरे
हरे हरे हरे कृष्ण
कृष्ण
हरे
हरे
कृष्ण
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 हरे
हरे
हरे हरे राम
राम
हरे
हरे राम
राम
हरे
राम
कृष्ण
हरे
हरे हरे
हरे कृष्णा हरे
हरे
कृष्णा
कृष्ण
कृष्णा
कृष्ण
कृष्णा
कृष्ण
हरे
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 राम
राम
हरे राम 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 हरे हरे
हरे
जय राधा दामोदर राधा दामोदर राधा दामोदर श्री जय यशोदा दामोदर यशोदा दामोदर यशोदा दामोदर श्री राधे Hare Krishna, very beautiful Prabhuji. Would you like to read the translations, Prabhuji?
Yeah. To the Supreme Lord, whose form is the embodiment of eternal existence, knowledge, and bliss, whose shark-shaped earrings are swinging to and fro, who is beautifully shining in the divine realm of Gokula, who I use the offense of breaking the pot of yogurt that his mother was churning into butter and then stealing the butter that was kept hanging from a swing, is quickly running from the wooden grinding mortar in fear of Mother Yashoda, but who has been caught from behind by her, who ran after him with greater speed to the Supreme Lord. Sri Damodara, I offer my humble obeisances. Seeing the whipping stick in his mother's hand, he is crying and rubbing his eyes again and again with his still lotus hands. His eyes are filled with fear, and the necklace of pearls around his neck, which is marked with 3 lines like a conch shell, is shaking because of his quick breathing due to crying. To this Supreme Lord Sri Damodara, whose belly is bound not with ropes but with his mother's pure love, I offer my humble obeisances. By such childhood pastimes as this, he is drawn, drowning the inhabitants of Gokula in pools of ecstasy and is revealing to those devotees who are absorbed in knowledge of his supreme majesty and opulence that he is only conquered by devotees whose pure love is imbued with intimacy and is free from all the conceptions of awe and reverence. With great love, I again offer my obeisances to Lord Damodara hundreds and hundreds of times. O Lord, although you are able to give all kinds of benedictions, I do not pray to you for the boon of impersonal liberation, nor the highest liberation of eternal life, Vaikuntha, nor any other boon, which may be obtained by executing the 9 processes of bhakti. O Lord, I simply wish that this form of yours as Balagopala and Vrindavana may ever be manifest in my heart. But what is the use to me of any other boon besides this? O Lord, your lotus face, which is encircled by locks of soft black hair tinged with red, is kissed again and again by Mother Yashoda, and your lips are reddish like the bimba fruit. May this beautiful vision of your lotus face be ever manifest in my heart. Thousands and thousands of other benedictions are of no use to me. O Supreme Godhead, I offer my obeisances unto you. O Damodara, O Ananta, O Vishnu, O Master, O my Lord, be pleased upon me by showering your glance of mercy upon me. Deliver this poor ignorant fool who is immersed in an ocean of worldly sorrows and become visible to my eyes. O Lord Damodara, just as the 2 sons of Kuvera, Manikriva and Nalakuvara, were delivered from the curse of Narada and made into great devotees by you in your form as a baby tied with a rope to a wooden grinding mortar. In the same way, please give to me your own prema bhakti. I only long for this and have no desire for any kind of liberation. O Lord Damodara, at first of all, offer my obeisances to the brilliantly effulgent robe which binds your belly. I then offer my obeisances to your belly, which is the abode of the entire universe. I humbly bow down to your most beloved Srimati Radharani, and I offer all obeisances to you, the Supreme Lord, who displays unlimited pastimes. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhuji. So beautifully sung and very nicely read. And thank you so much, Prabhuji and Meena Mataji, Jaivet Mataji, for kindly giving darshan for all the devotees, the Gilam offering to the Lord Damodara. Thank you so much. Okay, that is from Damodara Stefan. Okay, we shall move to the back to Srila Prabhupada's letter and the devotees. From this letter, if you have got any takeaway points or you wanted to highlight any points, kindly share. Okay, so in this letter, Prabhupada also mentioning to this letter is addressing to Garga Muni Maharaja. So, and here in this particular one, so engage yourself in the devotional service properly, and also whatever the services you are doing in the temple, that is great and appreciating. So previously they were just banished from the society and then later on. So, but it is not strict. But again, Prabhupada asked them to come back because they were expressing their feelings towards Srila Prabhupada in a good mood only. Srila Prabhupada is a avatara, he is Krishna, not different from Krishna, like that. But Prabhupada did not like that idea because we should not contaminate those ideas. Again, they are coming here and then rectifying themselves. Okay, sometimes this is Maya, uh, it will cover anyone in any particular condition. It is so strong. Devi hi gunamayi mama maya dhrachaya mam eve prapadyante mayam getam tarantite. One must be humble and surrender to spiritual master and among the devotees association, progress in the spiritual life. Okay, so Maya is very strong. And when you are just making these programs at home, at temples, you're performing these programs, Sankirtana movements, and doing bhajans especially, it doesn't matter what, if it is small, that doesn't matter. As long as we are inviting even one devotee and then doing bhajan and Krishna Katha and just giving a fruit, job is done. That is the business of Krishna consciousness. We have got the association, we got the prasadam, we got discussed a Bhagavad Gita or Bhagavatam and singing glories and discussing about the topics of Krishna. That's all, as simple as that. We don't need all kinds of opulence, big places also like that. Even the park is also sufficient to gather. Okay, but one need to have those plans. It is very simple and easy. Okay, so and here Prabhupada appreciating about the activities of Garga Muni Maharaja. And here Prabhupada is mentioning, so one must be always vigilant about Maya. And only possible by rigid engagement in Krishna service. Otherwise, Maya attacks. Mayam chitadapashriyam. If we are not discussing Krishna, definitely we are in Maya. Either this one or that one. There is no in the middle thing. Either this one or that one. Of course, there may be some kind of a transformation coming from one step here and one step there, but it is unknown position. Okay, so either it is Krishna consciousness or Maya. Yeah, this is from my takeaway from Srila Prabhupada's letter. So that's why Prabhupada is mentioning. Follow the regulative principles, chant 16 rounds, and keep yourself engaged in service of the Lord. Always keep me informed occasionally about your activities. This is also needed. Unless you share your activities, what is going on behind you with the spiritual progress, unless you share with someone whom you think is useful, then it is cloudy in our devotional service. We must be sharing that how I am progressing. I am chanting, waking up early morning and doing 16 rounds or one round also. I have done one round this month. Okay, next month I may progress. At least if you are sharing to the other person, so you will have more commitment. Prabhupada is mentioning, keep me informed occasionally about your activities. It is needed. Okay, it is for your determination, for your spiritual progress. At least you have got some reference to tell you what is required or not. Okay, so that is from Srila Prabhupada's letter. Another point is the Bombay and the expenses are all like in the material world we are living here, but Krishna is providing all the facilities. Okay, that is from Srila Prabhupada's letter. And from the announcements point of view, so today evening we have got teachings of Lord Chaitanya at 8 p.m. Okay, so Radha Sekha Mataji is taking us through teachings of Lord Chaitanya. Okay, that's all from announcement side from me. And dear devotees, if you have got any updates or you wanted to share anything on Krishna consciousness, kindly do so.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Ramataji.
Just have a question regarding, as you said now, maintaining our sadhana and reporting to someone. I remember doing sadhana chart before, right? Since I don't have mentor now, we still keep doing. But how do we, report to someone like now you are our Shiksha Guru and you are our team leader. So, is there any kind of sadhana chart available anymore? They used to, our mentor used to provide before the sadhana chart, but I don't know now how to.
Say good point, Mataji. So sadhana chart, it is filling the chart and sending it. I do not know how that works, but if it's a simple message, it is easy for whoever is practicing and also to whoever is receiving. It would be easy in a simple message. At just I woke up just at 5 o'clock and 10 rounds, and then all rules okay, just in 1 or 2 lines of statements, just simple message. It is easy to refer like that.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji
Yeah.
and Mataji. I know there is someone at the manor and you have to register with them officially. So then they set you up and you have to create a password and that. And then once you are set up, then that automatically, then you can have that sadhana sheet every day and you can do that and send it to them maybe once a month or whatever. There's an email as well.
Thank you, Mataji. I thought
I
it
can
is
try and
through the
find out
manner, through the mentor. No, is it not through the mentor? Do you need to have a
Mentor,
allocated
yes,
mentor?
could be through a mentor, but no,
Yeah.
I think there is a contact number. I can just give it to you.
Yeah,
Yes,
thank you,
they do
thank you,
ask for a mentor, but you are already initiated, so I don't know.
No, Mataji, we still need to have a mentor
Okay.
when we are initiated. Thank you for the information.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you. Hare
Yeah,
Krishna.
okay, thank you.
Thank you, Mataji. Yes, so it is always to keep informing about someone that occasionally about your activities that is needed. Okay, so if it is available from the temple, that is really good. Or if any volunteers are there from our Sangha, just to receive that kind of information, please come forward. We'll have that one also in our Sangha. And then later on we will do to the temple later on at once in a month or something like that.
Why not, Prabhuji, you start?
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna, why you not give and start as a Shiksha Guru? Because I know it's through the mentor, yeah. Because This was how I was in the mentorship, and they was asking like that. But I don't know without. But why not you start?
If it is a mentor, I need to register as a mentor, but I need to have a time and many other things as well. So to focus on.
Not mentor, like just sadhana sit and look at, or something like that.
If it is officially done from the temple, it would help all the devotees for their initiations.
Yeah,
Yes,
but
Prabhuji. Yeah.
that is only through the mentor. Yeah.
Yes.
They need, when we take initiation, they need at least, I think, 2 years sadhana chart to, yeah, they want to see that, what we do.
Yeah, I would suggest to go through the temple Mataji. So it's very easy. Just if you send that, and then we practice here in our Sangha. And we have got Bhaktimati Mataji in our Sangha as a mentor. So maybe devotees who are familiar with Mataji and who aspire comfortable with Mataji, they can take mentorship as well from Mataji.
No, I do have mentor like Palika Mataji, one of them, and we have do Sangha every fortnight. So yeah, that I do have a mentor.
Yeah, very nice. So request the devotees where it is possible, kindly get initiated at the earliest possible. That is the starting point of it. We have been practicing, but we haven't got any shelter yet. So take that shelter. That is essential. And then whatever you are doing, you are already doing it. But take the shelter and continue. Then you would see more reflections, more commitments. Whatever we speak, whatever we do, it will have a rigid engagement. Okay, this is a simple thing. Prabhupada always mentions. So it is possible only at the spiritual master's blessings. Okay, thank you so much, Mataji, for the input. Okay, any other updates? Okay, so in that case, we shall conclude and continue with further japa. वाञ्छकल्पभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः अनन्तकोटिवैष्णववृन्दिके जय
Jai.
Krishna conscious day, everyone. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu.